All right, good afternoon or morning, everyone. This is my Zepbound story. My name is Clauthia and welcome to the Quiet Room. So I call this the Quiet Room because it's my time or my transition to try to change my life. I've been in the same circles for about 30 years, and what's that saying? If you are getting the same results, then you need to do something different. Otherwise, it's insanity. So in this part, I am showing you as I am nervously trying to make sure I get the right amount out. I'll tell you later that I'm very hesitant about needles just because I was just nervous. I'm not scared of them, but I was just so scared of putting something into my body. And so you see me carefully making sure I don't have bubbles or getting anything out. But the needle itself does not hurt at all. Not one little bit. You barely even feel it. It's almost weird. You'll see me pause because I'm trying to make sure that it's in because I didn't feel anything. You do feel a slight tinge when you insert the medicine. So like you can feel it in, but that's it. So here I go. I am about to insert it. 1, 2, go. So you see me pause because I'm like, is it in? And did I do it right? And then insert the medicine takes a second. And the only reason why I know I did it right is because you feel the little tinge of the medicine going in. So that's me taking the shot. So now I'm going to show you guys me on the scale. I started at 222 and I did not show you that, so I apologize, but this is 1 week out. So what you're witnessing is the second shot. So now I'm going to show you that from 222, I've gone down to 212. I am realizing that this scale is insanely dirty. And forgive my little fuzzy socks. I've gotten cold, but yes, 212. I was at 222 when I decided and I started the first shot. The next one I'm very sensitive about. It's me showing you an overall body of, or my overall body. I usually take face shots, and it's because my body carries so much weight. In cortisol, what I have learned is you carry the weight all at the top. So my belly area has always been very large. I've always had large breasts since I was in 7th grade, 118 pounds. I wore a size C, but that just has gotten bigger. You see that I'm carrying the weight, and I also notice I have the pants on backwards. Forgive me, but I carry the weight. I've never had a small waist, super small, and I carry the weight in my arms also, and definitely on my upper back and lower back. I'm gonna step out and show a large angle. Again, so nervous here because you don't really make videos of this, but I'm trying to be vulnerable in this because it matters. So carry the weight. I have really little legs, which is kind of crazy because as much as I have 220 pounds, 5'5", my legs can fit into like a size 9, 10 jeans. And when I start losing weight, I get like to a size 7, 8 jeans, but then I have this enormous upper body. So what's that called? Like an inverted triangle, almost apple. So I'm some combination, but yep, this is me showing you where I am starting, and thank you so much for being in the quiet room. The next part will be me doing the voice and talking about what you have just witnessed. Okay, so yes, I am 48 years old and I have started the Zepbound shot. I find myself in a place where it is time to do something different. I have lost weight, and I'll show you guys my scale. So I took it last Thursday. Today's Thursday, and I took it last Thursday. I was 221 pounds. I am 5'5". I respond pretty quick, so today I'm at 213. I will go show you on the scale before it's over and put a picture in to show you what that looks like. The first day I didn't have any symptoms. I stayed up. I took it at like 10 o'clock at night. So today is like 7:47. So I took it a little earlier on purpose because last time I took it at like 10 o'clock at night because I just wanted to make sure. I usually get really nauseous from medicine, and I didn't want any side effects. I didn't want to ruin the day. So I thought if I do it at night, I'll sleep through it. But I didn't sleep. I didn't sleep 1 wink. I think I slept maybe an hour, maybe. And I think I'm pushing it because, you know, sometimes when you're asleep or you're trying to sleep, you really can't process time between when the kids get up, when my husband got up. I couldn't process. So it didn't feel like I slept 1 ounce. And maybe I did or maybe I didn't, but I had just come off of working at Amazon. So I was a teacher for 22 years, and I left. I'll tell you the backstories later, but I left the field to give myself some peace and sanity and trying to regroup and figure out where I am. I just recently wrote my memoir. That's kind of also the backstory of where I am and how I got here. But I'm not a YouTube person. I didn't want to put it on YouTube or post it, or I don't like video. If you know me, I love pictures, but I don't like video. So this was weird to me to do it, but I felt like this was a really good journey to do. So here I am. So I'm 221. This is probably my 4th or 5th time losing weight, but hormonally I was never balanced. And so that's what we'll do. I'll get through and tell you the whole backstory of how I got here and why, but I think this time will be different because the GLP focuses on hormones, and like my cortisol is really high, and I'll tell you why and where I am and how I got here, how someone who was on the road to be principal, PhD, where life takes you, and it's okay. And so I am here. 221 was where I started. This morning when I weighed in, I weighed 213, and it's funny because yesterday morning when I woke up I weighed 210, and I thought that's too much, and so I moved the scale around because I was like, that's crazy. And then it was at 213, and this morning it was at 213 again. So 7 days I dropped 8 pounds, almost 9 pounds. One day I think it was at 212, and that's fine. I know that all of that is water weight. I have been drinking, I get these little QT cups and I try to fill it up with water. You see I have my Starbucks water in there, and I try to fill this whole thing up with water once a day. And then I do like a protein powder, like with tea or Gatorade. I don't do anything sugar-free because it really messes up my stomach. So I'll do real Gatorade, or real powder tea or green tea or something like that. Right now in the house, I think I have a limeade and vitamin water in one of these with 2 scoops of Isopure protein, and I'll show you the protein that I use. And then I have another one with tea. So I have these all around the house. Everybody knows that they're mine, and I like the QT cups just because they're so big. It kind of keeps me looking and drinking. I don't like a water bottle. It doesn't feel the same, and I don't like putting sugary things in water bottles that you got to clean out later. So that's what I do. I have like 3 of those, and I just make sure that I get them and drink them. So you just saw me taking the shot. So praying again that I have no adverse reactions. Now the next day, I will walk through the next day. So the first night I just didn't sleep. The next day I had 4 bowel movements. I don't know if that's too much or TMI, but the next day I had 4 bowel movements, which is unusual. And then I didn't have anything for 6 days, just fine. Energy, fine. I am off because, like I said, I have not worked in 6 months. My last day in education was June 1st, and it is December, sometime 2025. And I tried to take a job at Amazon to like give myself something, and I thought it would be good for me because it's like moving around and healthy. But no, I lasted 8 days and I was just dying. And I got the flu or COVID or something last week, so that could be a part of it. But I worked there for 8 days. No shame. I worked there for 8 days, and then I either got the flu or COVID, and I decided that that was just a little too much for me and where I'm trying to be. And it's not, at this point in my life, I'm trying to do things that are aligned to the goal. When you're younger, you do things and you go down roads because you have to. We have put ourselves financially in a place where we don't have to, and I'll share that story later of where we are, how we live, where we don't really have to. And to be honest, I wouldn't care if we did the way I feel right now. I'm in a place where I'm trying to take care of my body, my mind, my soul, so that I can continue to live and love for the next 57, 80, 50, 60 years. I always joke and say I want to live 107 years because my great grandma lived to be 107. So that's my goal. So I still got 60 more to kick. So, but I'm excited about that. I just wanted to come up here and tell you about me starting the Zepbound. You saw the shot. It's been 10 minutes. Of course, you won't have any reactions. The needle did not hurt at all. And there's a lot of drug addicts in my family, y'all. So I was like emotionally thinking about it, overthinking, like, I don't want to put a needle in my body. So I was like overhyping how I was gonna feel, and then the needle didn't feel like anything at all. I don't even think they gave me the right size. I'll look at it. So it's fine. Let me tell you about my Zepbound story. So originally I went with Roe, I decided this over, I've been looking at the last few months, but then in November I decided I was officially going to do it and try to start early December. So I ordered it the Thanksgiving week, and Rose sent it, but it got delayed because of Thanksgiving. So they had to recall that shipment because it didn't get to me in 2 days. And then they sent another one and I was out of town, so that one got delayed. So then I just was like, okay. So then I went to Weight Watchers, and I have lost weight on Weight Watchers twice. So it's like a company I'm familiar with, I know, and I trust. So with them, with Roe, I was going to be paying $149 a month. I think the first month was $99, and I was going to be paying $149 a month, and the medicine was $199 a month, and that was just for the lowest dose, and that was on semi-gluten compound. So it was the weaker medicine, and it was a 0.25 milligram dose. So it was really low, and it was gonna be like $349 a month. So it's almost a blessing that I didn't get it, because with Weight Watchers, I went with a Zepbound, which is the stronger medicine, and they gave me the 2.5 milligrams to start, which is the starter dose everyone starts on. It's just to test your tolerance. I was nervous about doing that one at first because my body does typically respond quickly to exercise or anything that I do when I get in order, that I didn't want to like lose 1,000,000 pounds quickly. So I was hesitant, but cost effective, honestly, guys, because I'm paying out of pocket because I don't have insurance right now. So we're using my husband's HSA card. So it's a lot. So with the Weight Watchers, it was $49 a month for the prescription. I opted for the $74 a month, which is for the whole year, versus 3 months, I think was the $49, or 6 months. Don't quote me. So I opted for the $74 one for the full year because I trust Weight Watchers. I know that their point system is beneficial, and the medicine itself was $2.99 a month. And I think when I go to 5, it's $3.49. So it's still about the same cost. So if you're talking about cost, I think they're both the same. And remember, I'm not insurance. I do qualify for insurance because I was diagnosed as diabetic. So that brings me to in 2021, I had a gastric sleeve, and I had the gastric sleeve kind of the same place that I am now, but without the healing part. And so 2021 to 2025, what's the difference? A whole lot, a whole lot, and in a good way. But I have just emotionally, mentally, and physically been through a lifetime, if you will, in the last 4 years. And so I'll tell you guys about that later. I won't bore you today. This is just about, I am starting my Zepbound journey, 2.5 milligrams. My shot has not bothered me. I am praying that I will continue. I need to do a measurement, have my husband do a measurements, some pictures, and just take all of my measurements because I haven't done that yet. And I probably need to do it this week so that before things start changing, because I'm imagining that these 7 pounds that I lost this first week is just water weight, but that does matter. So I will get those uploaded as soon as possible so that you guys have them. But I am Clauthia Ray. I just wrote a memoir which talks about my childhood from ages 4 to 19, which is some of the trauma that I'll tell you that I was healing from. But then there's adult trauma that you do or create. And so I have a part 2 memoir coming out next February. And that's my life from 19 till adults, until I'd made this decision that I'm on now. Not the Zepbound decision, but just the mental health decision that I made. And I'll walk you guys through that in the book and then on this channel. Again, my name is Clauthia Ray. I am excited. I hope that you guys watch, but I am starting my Zepbound journey. If you have questions, please comment. I would love to answer them. Remember, I am brand new too, so I can't answer a lot, but I am very transparent and open, so I will open as much as I can and tell you everything that I know up to this point, and just share the journey with you guys. So thank you so much for watching. So 221, the next thing you'll see is my scale. I do have a picture from last week when I was 219. I don't know if I have one when I was 221 when I first ordered the medicine, but I will do have the 219, I think, and then I will show a picture of today. I'll go jump on the scale right now. So thank you guys.